Hey guys, it's Tommy here, and today we got a special guest, and I'm gonna teach you, we're both gonna teach you how to make your first 6 figures as a thought leader, as an expert, as an online entrepreneur, really selling and packaging and monetizing your expertise. And we're gonna share some of the myths on your way to 6 figures that have held so many people back, even held me back in the past. And if you take care of these, you'll be able to not only package and monetize your expertise, but live a life on your own terms in a business that works for you, not the other way around. So stay tuned, because I got a special guest today and I can't wait to show him. Pain is a gift. Sky's the limit.
Mike Zeller in the house.
We are in Barcelona, this beautiful, epic city. Good morning, America. Look, we got this church right there that is epic. We're gonna do a video shoot. You know, one of the cool things that Tommy has reminded me of is when we step out of our comfort zone, eventually, once our discomfort zone becomes our comfort zone. So like me being on video a year and a half ago, that used to like make me so uncomfortable. Me writing a book, like that's fairly uncomfortable right now, but Tommy's done 3 of them. So like, hey, that's comfort for him now. But his first one, was that easy for you, Tommy?
No, but that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Right.
And the things that you're comfortable with, and I'm uncomfortable with, like that's what we're doing. We're pushing the edges.
Make your discomfort zone your comfort zone by continually stepping out of it. So, to make your first 6 figures, you gotta have the right mindset. You gotta bust through your mindset of limitations, almost like reverse engineer. What is the 6-figure mindset? Like if you are used to making 30,000 or 50,000 or 75,000, your mindset is creating the results you're getting right now. Your mindset, your habits, your focus, your offers, whatever, job you're in, etc. So, they often say, hey, if you want to be a CEO, dress like a CEO. You want to be seen as a future executive. You want to be seen as a top-tier entrepreneur, whatever it may be. You got to start shifting how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. It also starts right here. Our outward actions, our outward moods, our outward feelings and expressions are really a reflection of what's going on in between our ears. So it starts with the mindset, and every morning I'm doing the meditations, I'm doing the positive affirmations, I'm feeding my mind so that I get stronger. Like I know you're phenomenal with discipline, what Tommy teaches on the habits and routines. That's the beginning point.
So start there. Start internally. Choose. Choose that. I'm a multiple 6-figure. Wherever you want to start, but like choose that internally and adopt that mindset, right? That worldview.
Yeah, our external reality is a reflection of what our internal reality was 3 or 6 months ago, or even years ago. So you're laying a new foundation. Some of these new foundations take longer to build. That's why when you're shifting your mindset, sometimes you don't get immediate results, but things start shifting, and it's like there's a foundation being built, like a foundation in a house. You're digging down before walls come up. So the visual expression takes longer.
Awesome. And so we got the mindset down. We've got that figured out. That's the first pillar. What happens after that?
Then you start developing, I would say, your level of expertise. What are you known for? Where are you an expert? And where can you become an expert? Because experts make disproportionately more than someone else. So expert status is where the name of the game is. Of course, if you're an expert status in knitting, there's not a huge demand for it, but there are people that make 6 figures and 7 figures teaching knitting and building audiences around knitting and sewing, right? But figure out your audience and your channel that you want to be an expert in. There's a lot of things like fitness, health, sales, business, entrepreneurship, whatever it may be. Figure out your niche and dive in and start shifting. Hey, if I'm like better than average, then how do I become extraordinary? And then how do I become a true expert, which is like a 1%er? How do you become a 1%er? I know that. One of my mentors, I know we both read and study, Brian Tracy said, if you read a book a month in your chosen field, you'll be an expert within 3 years.
So
true. 36 books.
That's it. Well, let me ask you something on that though, but somebody out there has a lot of interests, a lot of passions, they want to seek expertise and a bunch of stuff because it really lights them up. How do they actually dial in and have that laser focus that you're talking about to go deeper and not wider?
Yeah, so think of it as like, for me, great question. You know, I've developed expert status in leadership and entrepreneurship, sales, marketing, all that. I didn't do it all at once. My first one was leadership, and that's what my master's is in. That's what I studied a ton early in college. Then I went into sales, then I went into marketing and entrepreneurship. So it's like I go one by one instead of like trying to move everything an inch forward. Move some things a foot forward. Lock in on one or two things that you want to move forward faster, and lock in on that. Focus creates more exponential results. You know, you have a course on focus.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful. So right now we got mindset dialed in, we got the expertise. What happens next, man?
So after that, you got to develop your sales and marketing skills, you know, or have someone on your team that's really good at that. If you suck at it, someone's got to fill in the gap, because it's hard to crush it and hit 6 figures or multiple 6 figures or 7 figures without being great at sales or marketing, or at least really good.
And what holds people back from sales? You know, I get this. You know, Tommy, I don't want to come off too salesy and especially when you're selling yourself, there's a different rejection factor when it comes. You know, you're not selling a backpack, you're not selling a widget, you're selling yourself in a sense. So early on, people will tell me, I don't want to seem too salesy on the phone or however the sales process is. Like, what do you say to that?
You got to care enough about your customer or your client that you are so dedicated to helping them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Jay Abraham says the advanced strategy of preeminence is that you have to be so dedicated that you will not let them buy any more than they should, but also not let them buy any less than they should.
Don't let them off the hook.
Yeah, and that's selling with integrity. If you know truly what they want and what they need, and your product or service offers that, then, dude, you're actually helping them, and you've got to be so committed to that. But you've got to unplug or rewire some of those money mindsets and sales mindsets that are emotionally being a roadblock. Because a lot of people have those, and it's not wrong. It's creating value in the world.
I agree, and like overcoming the sales mindset time and time again for different packages, different offerings. On that note, why is, if you have a small audience, you haven't built a massive tribe, why is it important, and you are pursuing expertise, you already have expertise and you're seeking mastery, why is it important to go for higher end offerings in terms of value and packaging and coaching than to start with the small stuff, the $27, the $47 memberships?
Yeah.
Why is that? It's so tempting when you're starting out, because you're like, I don't have a huge audience, but it's also so much more difficult. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, because you've got to learn to build up, to sell a lot of $47 offers. Man, you got to sell like hundreds, you got to sell like 1,000 of them to make $4,700.
Yeah.
Before you calculate your expenses. Dude, that's a freaking lot, and that means you got to know, you got to have a marketing system, you got to have leads, you got to have sales funnels, you got to have email follow-ups, you got to have Facebook ads, you got to have retargeting. Dude, to sell, 5 high-ticket $1,000 products that are one-on-one or coaching, the reality that's you don't have to have anything. Like, I literally, yesterday I was coaching a girl, she's doing about 300,000, and she has 1,900 Instagram followers, no sales funnel, none of that, and she just made 35 grand last month.
Boom.
And she's just really good at sales, and she delivers really good value for her coaching clients. So you just have to be an expert and then learn how to sell. You learn how to sell that product or service, or have someone on your team that does the selling, dude, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely love that, man, because it's so tempting to go for the low ticket. Okay, and then what's the last? Is there one more pillar of the process?
I think something that lubricates the engine and that you can't get very far. Like, you can get to 6 figures and maybe multiple 6 figures without this, but your tribe, you gotta invest deeply in having a great tribe. Like, Tommy and I are hanging out. He rubs off on me, I rub off on him. We have fun together. He's a good friend, but we also sharpen each other.
We eat gelato together at times.
Yeah, we did have gelato. This guy, he smoked some gelato. Boom, it's gone.
Delicious.
It's like the most efficient gelato eater I've ever seen.
So the right tribe, because
Yeah.
we're gonna become who we hang around.
Yeah.
And if we hang around people that are their money mindset is, everything affordability, everything's expensive. How am I gonna do this? I can't charge this. Then we're gonna go on a sales conversation, and their energy is gonna rub off on us. And then we're not gonna make that bold offer. We're gonna be very timid. We're not gonna hold space powerfully. We're not gonna own our value. So the right tribe is so much more. And that's not only just about like your social circle, but it also impacts your business in such a massive way.
Huge, yeah.
And Mike's one of the best in the world, really, that I've met in terms of cultivating a powerful tribe. I mean, this guy's going to events all the time, hanging out with rock star entrepreneurs, putting himself, never stop learning. So you're in rooms that are constantly challenging you. It's very easy for you to say, you know what, I'm making this amount in my business. Let me just rest on my laurels, but you don't let that happen.
No, it shifts your norm, right? Like when your norm becomes to think this way, to act this way, to believe this way, then it just happens, right? Like it's why a ship in a harbor, if the tide in the harbor goes up, the ship doesn't have to strain to rise. It just happens automatically. So the goal is like, what do I need to do to create the environment where success is inevitable for me? Whether it's relationally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially, what is that environment that I need to create?
So true. Okay, anything else, man? Anything else on this?
Make learning lifetime goal. Make your morning habits
daily
a
process.
Lifetime goal. Like it stacks, it compounds. You may not get the results you want this month or this year necessarily, but if you are continually laying the right foundation, you're getting the right dominoes on the table, eventually you figure out how to line them up and how to just knock them over. And
there's a residue effect, man. It adds up. It adds up. All right, guys. So that was awesome. Where should people tune into your message?
Michael R. Zeller on Instagram, and that's ZELLER, and then MikeZeller.com, and or RisingStarsMastermind.com as well.
And soon enough, YouTube channel coming?
Yes. I have a podcast, and this guy's one of my first guests.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us from beautiful Barcelona with Mike Zeller. We'll have more for you soon. So, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that episode with my friend Michael Zeller. Again, this is how you build that foundation to make sure that you're making six figures, multiple six figures, even seven figures as an online thought leader, entrepreneur. So post the comments. What did you get out of this? Post the comments. I want to hear from you. He wants to hear from you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next week.